Good evening, everyone. Did you miss me? I missed you guys too. This is Author J. M. Benjamin of the New Quality Bedtime Stories, and I will be continuing from my freshman novel, Down in the Dirty. Tonight we're going to have a special reading which will last approximately 30 minutes, being as though I missed the last 2 days. So I hope that you guys can forgive me, and I hope that I can make it up by starting to read the next chapter in, again, my freshman novel, Down in the Dirty, www.anewqualitypublishing.com. You guys ready? Okay, let's begin. Chapter 30. Stacks, you getting up? Vanessa asked as she shook Stacks until his eyes opened. I'm up, he answered. What time is it? It's 6 o'clock. Damn, I was out. Yeah, snoring like a grizzly bear, nigga. Vanessa laughed. I don't snore, yo. Stack said, grinning. Yeah, that's what they all say. I know I should have recorded you behind. Yeah, whatever. Stacks changed the subject. The Styles of Dawn call? No, not on the house phone, but your cell phone been ringing all day. Maybe it was one of them, and they left a message. I wasn't gonna wake you up for that when I knew you was tired, and they'd be here by 10 anyway. Besides, you look so cute sleeping, even if you was snoring. You're not covered with the snoring jokes. Hand me my phone. Let me see if they call. Vanessa handed Stack's cell phone. He began to check his messages. He had 4, 3 from Styles and 1 from Desiree, but none of them were from Don. Styles let him know he hadn't been able to get in touch with Don. Desiree's message was short and to the point. She said how she had enjoyed the night before and that she was thinking about him. He didn't react because Vanessa was right in front of him, but he smiled on the inside as he deleted all of his messages. Pam pulled to the back of the motel and went to get a room. She didn't know what else to do, so she figured getting a room would be her best bet. Don had blacked out while they were driving. He had lost a lot of blood. His phone had been ringing off the hook, but she didn't answer it because it wasn't the time to be explaining anything to anyone. Once she got Don into the room, she called her girls and began to let them know the deal. It was almost 9 o'clock when Styles pulled up to the trailer. He had just moved 2 kilos out in Raleigh at $32,000 apiece, so he had been traveling with a lot of money. He was happy to be home after being scared to death on the highway with a gun and 64 G's, not to mention another brick of coke that a dude had reneged on from copping. He had gotten pulled over by DTs or state troopers in the past, but he knew if he would have got pulled over now, it would have been a wrap. Stacks heard the engine turn off and assumed it was Don and Styles, but when the front door opened, he only saw his brother. Yo, what D at? Stacks asked. I don't know. I never got in touch with the nigga. He ain't called you? Nah, I ain't heard from him either. Where was he supposed to be going to? Wasn't he with that chick? I don't know. He ain't say, but more likely he had some telly though. You try to holler at that chick Keisha you be messing with? Nah, I ain't even think it was that serious, but I can though. You want me to? Styles replied. Yeah, do that. Because it ain't like Don not to check in or answer his jack. Alright, I'm going to call right now. Chapter 31. Hello? Who is? Keisha answered her phone. Keisha, it's me, Pam. Keisha sat up in the bed, hearing the panic in her friend's voice. Pam, what's wrong? What's wrong? I was just in a motherfucking shootout. That's what's wrong. What? Stop playing. What the hell are you talking about? Keisha wasn't sure if she was hearing things right. I ain't playing, I'm for real. And I don't know what the fuck to do. You hurt? No, but Don is. Don? Who? That nigga that being done? Yeah. What happened? Where y'all at? Pam provided Keisha with full details about what had transpired at the pool hall as she kept close watch on Don. Don't let him pass out. Try to wake him up. Keep him up, Keish told her. I've been trying, but he keep going in and out. Still, try to keep him up. Did you check to see how bad he was hit? No, but I think the bullet might have went straight through. Check and see. All right, hold on. Pam tried to take Don's blood-soaked shirt off to check the shot to his arm. Each time she tried, Don moaned loudly from the pain, so she tried to figure out another way. Remembering the box cutter in her pocketbook, Pam retrieved it and cut the shirt off him. When she checked his arm, she realized that the bullet had gone right through his tricep and out his bicep, just as she had suspected. Although it was still bleeding, the blood had begun to dry up around the wound. After checking Don's arm, Pam cut off his pants and found that the bullet had also gone straight through his calf muscle. He's a lucky motherfucker, Pam thought. You still there? Pam asked when she picked her phone back up. Yeah, I'm here. What's up? Keisha responded. Both the bullets went straight through like I thought, but he's still losing a lot of blood. What should I do? Pam asked, getting upset. Calm down, baby girl. Everything's going to be all right. Just listen to me and do what I tell you. You got money on you? I just spent most of my money on this room, but I got a few dollars. Nah, that ain't enough. Check that nigga pockets for some dough. Pam grabbed Don's cut-up pants and did as she was told. Yeah, I got it. Now what? Write this shit down I'm about to tell you. Pam snatched up a pen and pad from off the desk. I'm ready. All right, I want you to go to the store and get some peroxide, iodine, and some gauze pads. Make sure you get the big ones. Get about 4 boxes of gauze, some Q-tips, and a bottle of Motrin, Keisha ordered. Pam wrote everything down and repeated everything she had written and was told to her by Keisha. Is that it? Yeah, that's it, but do you know what to do once you get all of that? Yeah, I think so, but hold on, my phone beeping, Keisha said and clicked over. Hello? Hello, is this Keisha? Yeah, who this? This Stabs. Keisha couldn't believe how out of all the people in the world it had to be calling her, it was Styles at this very moment. She had a funny feeling his calling somehow had something to do with Pam being with his boy Don. Hey, what's up? Keisha asked, trying to sound surprised. Ain't nothing, everything's love. What up with you? Nothing. Got my tired ass in the bed trying to take it down for the night. She lied in case he wanted to hook up that evening. Oh, my bad, I ain't mean to disturb you. Styles apologized. No, you ain't disturbed me. It's all right. Oh, why? But yo, the reason I called was to see if you heard from one of your partners, though. Who? Keisha asked, knowing already who Styles was referring. Your homegirl, Pam. No, not since yesterday. Why? What's up? I don't know yet, but I know my man Don said he was supposed to link up with her earlier, and we ain't heard from the nigga since. He ain't answering the cell, and I thought Shorty might have told you where she was at or something. Lying came naturally for Keisha, so it wasn't hard for her to convince Styles she was being straight up with him. She could tell that Styles really hadn't heard what happened to his boy as of yet, but eventually he would, she knew. Then he and his brother would know that Pam was with Don, and he'd be calling her back. I hope everything's all right with your man, but like I said, I haven't heard from Pam today. That's cool. Well, yo, I'm going to let you go, but when can I see you again, though? Keisha smiled. She knew she had him open from their last encounter. She had him right where she wanted him, she thought. Still, she would just have to string him along until they cleared up the situation with Pam and his boy. I don't know, but we'll set something up, though, she said. No doubt I'll holler at you. You speak to your homegirl, though, and she with my mans. Can you tell her to tell him to get at either me or my brother? Yeah, I'll tell her if she calls, Keisha answered. Good luck, Ma. No problem. Bye. Keisha clicked back over to Pam. Hello? Yeah, what took you so long? That was that nigga Styles looking for Don. Shit. They know already? No, not yet. So how they knew we were together? Don told him earlier that he was hooking up with you. What you tell him? Fuck you think I told him. I ain't heard from you. And I don't know where you at. Fuck that though. Just get to the store and get that stuff on the list. And after you done, call me back and we'll take it from there. Okay, Pam replied before hanging up. Pam returned to the motel after getting everything on the list Keisha had given her. Dawn was still unconscious when she got back. Before she left, she got him to open his eyes and drink some water to help cool him down. His skin was burning hot, and he was perspiring heavily. She put a towel full of ice under his head to keep cool while she was gone. Apparently it worked because he felt cooler than he did before. She dumped the supplies onto the bed and began to prepare to clean the patch and patch up Don's injuries as best she could. She checked both wounds again to see how badly he was still bleeding, and to her surprise, the blood flow had slowed. Pam shook Don in an attempt to wake him up, but he didn't move. She shook him again a little harder, but still no movement. Don, she called while shaking him. Don, Don, she yelled louder, but there was no answer. Pam panicked as she grabbed his wrist and rested her head on his chest in search of a pulse or a heartbeat. But she was breathing so hard and her heart was beating so fast she could only hear herself. She didn't know what to do. She tried shaking him and calling his name again. Don! Don! Pam continued to scream as tears began to well in her eyes. No, please, God, she cried. Don! Don! As if God had answered her cry, she heard a noise. Was all Don had the strength to let out, but that was enough. Pam wiped her eyes and smiled. You scared the shit out of me. Thought your ass was dead. Don managed to flash a little smile to let Pam know he was coherent. Don't worry, you're going to be all right. I got some stuff to hook you up until you can get to a hospital. Don shook his head as if to say no. What do you mean? I gotta clean your wounds before they get infected, Pam said. Don shook his head in agreement. Oh, you mean the hospital? Don then nodded. Yeah, you're right. If we go to the hospital, they'll ask a whole bunch of questions and then get the police involved. I feel you. But you gotta see somebody. Here, I got you some Motrin to help you with the pain. Open your mouth. Pam fed him 4 Motrins and made him drink some water to chase them down. Okay, now I'm gonna need you to bear with me so I can clean this shit up. It's gonna hurt, but I gotta get it done. Don tried to say something, but he was so weak that only a whisper came out. Save your strength, boy, I got you, Pam said. Just keep your eyes open to let me know you're still with me. Don smiled again. Pam went to work on his wounds and knew it was painful when he flinched and expression changed. She could tell he was a strong dude by the way he continued to fight to stay alive. After she dressed his wounds, she got up and went to call Keisha again. Yo, what she say? Stacks asked Styles. She said she ain't speak to Shorty and she don't know where she at. Why you ain't tell her to call the chick? Dang, I wasn't even thinking like that, but I told her if she heard from old girl to tell the nigga to get at us. Yo, something ain't right, son. Let's go look for this nigga, kid. Yeah, all right, no doubt, Styles said. Y'all want me to come with you? Vanessa asked. Nah, stay here just in case he called the crib. We'll be back, Stacks said. Okay. Yo, you got your heat on you? Stacks asked Styles. You know that. Hold up then, let me go get mine. We might as well take both cars. Ain't no need to ride with 2 burners and 1 whip. Where we going first? We're gonna go through Benson, then hit Dunn and bounce out from there. Check all the other spots and the tellies and shit. You know what the rental car look like, right? Yeah. Alright, cool, I'll follow you. When they arrived in Benson, Stacks and Styles began to check all of the places that Don could have possibly visited. They started with his favorite spots, the motels. They went to everyone in town but had no luck. They didn't see Don's truck anywhere. They headed over to the projects they controlled and where Don frequently hung out. Don was practically sleeping with every female in the complex. They asked every person who knew them and knew Don, but nobody had seen or heard from him. Stacks and Styles left Benson and headed for Dunn. They had no luck in Dunn either, and once again they visited all of Don's favorite spots. Then they decided to shoot to Carol's pool hall on Broad Street. All the young hustlers hung out there. They were sure somebody there had seen Don sometime throughout the course of the day. He always made it his business to check up on the little dudes who were hustling for them and chilled at the spot a little. They turned on Broad Street, and as they approached, they saw a crowd of people, along with police cars and ambulances. Stacks couldn't believe his eyes. Without knowing what had occurred, he figured somehow Don was involved. Stacks continued driving in the direction of the commotion. He wanted to get as close to the scene without leaving his car. He didn't want anyone to point him out, and he didn't need the cops to ID him either. He rode around looking for Don's truck, but didn't see it anywhere. The ambulances pulled off when Stacks and Styles got close enough to see what had transpired. Stacks saw the owner of the pool hall talking to one of the officers and assumed the man was spilling his guts about what had taken place outside his spot. Probably trying to protect his fat ass, Stacks thought. He knew a shootout had taken place because he saw the officers combing the area. He didn't see any of the dudes he normally got money around. So he knew the crowd had to be people who lived on the street and old-timers who hung around the pool room. Stacks turned off the main street, and as he turned the corner, he was flagged down by a familiar face. It was Petey from Elm and Vance. Stacks stopped the car, and Petey hopped in. Chapter 32. Keish, it's me again, Pam announced. What took you so long to call back? I thought something went wrong. No, everything's okay. It only took long because Don was in a lot of pain. So I tried to take my time. I'm done though. I gave him a lot of Motrin. Is he alright? Yeah, he's doing better, but he's still losing blood. I think he needs to go to a hospital, but he says no. Hell no, bitch. You don't want that either. The police will be all over that motherfucker looking for somebody with bullets up in their head. You don't think that shit's all overdone by now? I just hope none of them niggas knew who you was, because we don't need no heat like that. You're right, I know. So what are we going to do about this nigga? I was thinking while I was waiting for you to call, I figured this would be an opportunity for them to trust you, and you could get closer to where they lay their heads at. Huh? Pam asked, confused. Just listen. I want you to give it a couple of hours, then I want you to call the dude Styles, because the nigga Stacks might catch on. When you get in touch with him, let him know what went down. He'll probably know or done heard about what happened today already, but you'll fill him in on how you held this man down and saved his ass. Most likely he'll want to know where y'all at, but don't tell him. Pretend you're scared, and it wouldn't be safe or a good idea to tell him because 5-0 is hot in the area. Tell him to give you his address, and you'll drive Don to them. If he gets suspicious, tell him that Don's unconscious, and whenever he is awake, he can't talk. That's why you didn't ask him where they live. Make sure they know how much blood he's lost and how bad he needs a doctor. They should go for it, and that'll get you to the crib at least, if not inside. And that'll be more than we know now about where they stay. If you do get in, you know to keep your eyes open at all times and try to peep what you can. See if it looks like any wall or floor safes up in there. When you get there, tell them that you got to call somebody and let them know you're all right. Like that's your first time calling anybody, and then call me. Everybody should be here by then. I'll fill them in on what happened when they get here. After you mapped out all of that, then tell them to drop you off at a bogus area and I'll come get you from there, all right? Okay, I got you, Pam responded with unsurety as she took mental notes. The nigga Styles' cell phone number is 718-555-1876. Just say you got the number out of his phone. I'm going to call you as soon as I hang up with you. All right, talk to you soon. Be careful, Keisha cautioned. Yo, what's good, Petey? Stacks asked as he drove toward Elm. Petey appeared anxious when Stacks stopped to pick him up near the pool hall. Yo, don't go that way through the hood. It's hot over there, my nigga. Jump on 95 or something, Petey suggested. Stacks did as he was told while looking through his rear mirror, hoping Styles was still following him. Yo, what's the deal, son? Stacks asked him again. Man, Stack, shit done gone crazy, dawg. Your boy Don was up at the pool hall shooting out with BB and Marcy. I was up there when Don rolled up, but I don't really know what the fuck happened. All I know is Don asked BB where Marcy was at, and BB said he was gonna go get him, and he went inside. Niggas started rolling out, either going inside because they thought some shit was about to kick off. I went inside instead of leaving though, because my money was coming. When I was going in, Marcy was coming out, but I ain't see BB though. Niggas was up in the pool hall talking about how Marcy and BB fucked y'all dope up and y'all money. And they about to get fucked up now. That was my first time ever hearing about it. I was looking out the window, I saw your boy Don letting the nigga Marcy have it. All up in his face and screaming and stuff. Everybody was watching. Just when it looked like Don had calmed down and it was about to be over, all of a sudden we heard shots. And your boy went down. Nobody ain't know what the fuck was going on or who was shooting. We just knew it wasn't Marcy or Don, but then somebody yelled that it was BB who was doing the shooting, Petey said. Was that Don in the ambulance back there? Stacks asked, shaking his head. Nah, that was Marcy. Marcy? Yeah, when Don went down, Marcy tried to finish him off, but your boy pulled out his gun and bust him. A few times killed him, Petey replied. So what happened to my mans? I don't know, 'cause shots kept shooting off, coming through the glass and all that. I ducked for cover. But I heard a couple different stories. I heard some other dude jumped out your boy's truck and started busting at BB. Even hit him too. But then somebody else said it wasn't a dude, it was a girl. Michael Wynn said he saw her come over the hood and unload and then reloaded another clip. But nobody don't believe him though. Whoever it was drove the truck over to a parked car next to where Don was at, where he was laying, and let him in. By the time the shot stopped and I looked up, Don was jumping in and they were pulling off, hauling ass. What they say about the nigga BB? Stacks asked. They said BB flew like a bat out of hell, and when he heard the shots coming from the Jeep, yo, what motherfuckers was saying when Popo was questioning him? As far as I know, ain't nobody say shit. But you know it's just a matter of time before somebody says something. Know how these niggas is around here, cheese-eating motherfuckers. Petey answered. Yeah, no doubt. Good looking though. I owe you one, kid. Where you want me to drop you? You could drop me off at home. Ain't nobody gonna be able to make no more money today. Anyway, as Stacks drove, he thought about what Petey had told him, and he believed the story of which Michael Wynn had said. Besides, from what Styles had told him, he knew that Desiree's friend Pam was supposed to have been with Don, but Stacks couldn't believe that she had held it down like that. When they got to Petey's house, Stacks filled Styles in on what he heard and figured it was time to give Desiree a call to see what she knew. Well, I believe I've read enough for tonight, enough to tuck you guys in. So I hope that you enjoyed the New Quality Bedtime Stories with J.M. Benjamin. www.anewqualitypublishing.com. You can find my titles on Kindle and Nook, as well as Amazon and wherever books are sold. If you haven't already, please pick up that Ride or Die Chick series. Money back guaranteed. All you have to do is email me at jmbenjamin.author@yahoo.com. Good evening and good night.